Hi, this is Avi Kaufman, broker and co-founder of Accent Realty. In the last episode, I gave you the high-level overview of the prototypical transaction. We know this is not the typical market right now we're in. Housing is scarce and we're often competing to win. So these are the top levers that you can use to make your offer stand out and win the deal. One, of course, is price. This one is obvious, but it's not everything. It's actually fairly common for the seller to pick the second place offer if it has better terms. So let's look at those too. So number two, doing your home inspection, you're comfortable with that. Or if you're not, then limiting your home inspection or doing a pre-offer home inspection. Those deals that are going to fall apart are going to fall apart during the initial inspection window. So if you eliminate that contingency or limit it, what you're saying to the seller is that the deal is more likely to actually get done. They're going to look at you more favorably. There are risks, of course. You should discuss this in more depth with your agent, and we'll do another episode on the different gradations of waiving your inspection. Number three, dates. Specifically, how long until you get to the purchase and sale agreement? Most deals that are going to fall apart will happen before the purchase and sale agreement when you make that big 5% deposit. So if you can do it in 5 days instead of 10 days, it makes you stronger again because it tells the seller that the deal is more likely to get done, or at least they'll know that it's going to get done much sooner and it'll make them feel better. You can also, especially if you're waiving the inspection, you can do a larger deposit. That also helps. Okay, number four, continuing on the topic of dates, it's important to understand what the seller's motivation is, what they're trying to do, where they're trying to go. This is where you need a buyer's agent who can talk to the listing agent, has that relationship where they can find out, can do a little research. Sometimes the seller might want a really long closing if they need time, or maybe they want a short closing, or maybe they want a short closing and then a lease back or use an occupancy for some period. So it's important to understand those non-financial things that can be very valuable to the seller. Five, financing. The stronger your pre-approval letter, the more you're putting down, the better you look. Understanding the difference between being pre-approved and a higher level of confidence. Now we can actually get our buyers pre-underwritten, which takes a ton of risk away, and it might actually make you comfortable to waive your mortgage contingency altogether. Thing that we do that limits the risk that we're giving to the seller, transfers the risk from the seller to you and makes you more likely to win. Six, there's some non-tangibles, things like a letter to the seller. Some sellers might prefer going to an end user versus the developer. So if you can assure them that you're the end user, that might make you look more favorable. There's some pros and cons to all of this. Go over that in detail. How to craft your strategy and how to craft your offer are things that you should discuss with your buyer's agent. If you're looking to get matched with one, at avirealestate.com.